Now, let me bring in Khalil Jahshan, Executive Director of the Arab Center, Washington, D.C. Sir, what do you feel when you see these desperate mothers who are just trying to keep their children alive in these dreadful conditions?
It is heart-wrenching. There is no doubt about it that the situation in Gaza, in spite of the so-called ceasefire, continues to deteriorate. It has become intolerable, inhumane, and outrageous, regardless how you look at it. And it doesn't seem like maybe because of the ceasefire, it doesn't seem that the world community is paying attention to this deterioration and allowing Israel to continue to dictate conditions, including on humanitarian organizations, to prevent them from rectifying the situation.
You said a so-called ceasefire. You don't think we can call it a ceasefire anymore?
I don't think so. I don't think it was born dead to start with, in the sense that it was a quickly arranged deal that did not have in it the basic ingredients to allow it, number one, to work, number two, to deliver the intended results. And that's why the U.S. administration that initiated this deal is having a hard time moving or convincing its own partner, Israel, to accept to move on phase two of that deal. So therefore, with one step out of the way, I mean, it's acceptable and it's nice to see that the genocide that we have seen over the past 2+ years has somewhat diminished. But the humanitarian problem is continuing, and there is no political end in sight.
As we saw the other week when Netanyahu visited Trump at Mar-a-Lago, the U.S. president keeps on having the Israeli prime minister's back. Does that mean that the rest of the world is now powerless to help the people of Gaza?
The rest of the world is not powerless at all. It chooses to be powerless, maybe for fear of potential retaliation from Mr. Trump, or for fear of allowing any public differences in the open with the Trump administration of affecting their own bilateral relationships with Washington. So they seem to be tolerating the U.S. position. When you look at the facts, the president of the United States standing next to the Prime Minister of Israel and claiming that he is abiding by the deal's provisions 100%, as he said. No one, I mean, including Netanyahu's mother, if she were alive, would accept that description. Israelis are demonstrating in the streets for the lack of, let's say, adapting or, accepting all the conditions of the agreement. So claiming that it does that, at the same time we're not able to move from phase one to phase two, shows the vulnerability and the weakness of this agreement.
So why do you think Trump keeps on having Netanyahu's back, saying those things?
Domestic politics, essentially. He prides himself on being the most supportive president, U.S. president in history, supportive of Israel. At the same time, he hasn't been able to chart an independent course showing and defending U.S. national interest. On the one hand, he gets mad and allows his aides and staffers to criticize Netanyahu occasionally on limited media appearances. But no confrontation has emerged this far, and no success in the administration's declared effort that they are trying to get Israel to move forward on this agreement. And this is basically the lie that they have been feeding to their allies, including Arab allies, mediators, Turkish allies, and others. So we hope that the recurrent visits by regional allies to the region, from the region to the United States, will somehow nudge the President of the United States to take this issue a bit more seriously.
All right, Mr. Jahshan, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today.
Thank you.